Hey guys and girls, just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Buzzsprout. Start a podcast today with free podcast hosting for Buzzsprout, easy podcasting software for hosting, promoting, and tracking your podcast. Buzzsprout is the best way to publish a podcast online for secure and reliable hosting to full iTunes support. Get started for free, no credit card required, cancel at any time.
Stands for losers. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is.
You play to win the game.
Welcome to the Airin podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Airing It Out podcast. It's Dustin Marion, your host as always. I am blessed and honored to have a really good friend of mine on the show today, Jason Bermudez. He also goes under, he also goes under the name Hollow Clutch. What is going on, guy?
Still shaking, my guy.
Not much, bro. It's pretty cool. You're looking dope over there with the headset and everything. You look serious.
I got the headset. I got the little ring light. I got the little setup with the tables and the RGB lights. But, we're trying to make it in the streaming world.
Fuck, bro. Yo, I'm super stoked for you, bro. Your YouTube channel seems like you got a lot of people that subscribe to the channel, so that's dope. What are you, like at 3,000K or more?
About right? Almost close to 200 now. Almost there. We almost got there.
Got the support.
We're
that.
Working at it, grinding every day, showing up.
So let me ask you, when you started on that venture, right? Did you have to do any promoting to get the subscribers, or it was just being on the channel all the time? And then
I did a lot of research just on YouTube because everything's free. So I basically just put everything into YouTube and just go from there. So I ran across a program called TubeBuddy. And it's like $4 a month, and then you just put it on your channel, and I'll analyze stuff for you. So like I'll help you out with keywords and relevance to what you want to put in. So if you put the title, I don't know, like Call of Duty's hot right now, so you would put Call of Duty Warzone, and then if you put that in the title, it'll tell you what the best score is for your title. There's a lot of YouTube has like a lot of little nuances in the background that people don't know about. So you got thumbnails, end cards, stuff like that you just gotta just tweak and you'll get it from there.
Yeah, I know. Just posting is not enough. I learned that a little bit from with the Twitter shit, because that was a whole adventure. I can't believe as almost 40 years old, I'm now just getting into social. I mean, I had it before, but Facebook was more so like just to keep in contact with people when I moved away. But I really, really, really like Twitter. I don't know if you've seen, but I retweeted some of your posts on Twitter. Yeah, you were looking serious, bro. You had the fucking picture in the corner. I was like, who is this guy? This guy's so here. He's official.
We got to do it, man. Little by little. Just all about branding. I think I was like similar in a boat with you. Like, I was kind of naive to what social media was and how strong social media was. Because, like, we had MySpace, and like we just thought MySpace was bullshit and whatever. And next thing I know, it's like, Twitter is running the world.
Right? Like isn't that
running
crazy?
And ruining at the same time.
Facts. I couldn't believe it because the first time I got at it, right, I was like, I don't understand this shit. Like, am I supposed to like re-at somebody, or are they already in the discussion? Do I think? So I got it. It was intimidating to start. So I was like, fuck this. I ain't even doing this shit.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Too much.
So I was like, I like people. My social media app was the bar. Right? That's how I met motherfuckers. I got numbers and whatnot and connected, but it really, especially with COVID, really opened up even more, because now you could reach motherfuckers in, like, I don't know, other countries too. You know what I mean?
Anywhere,
right?
It's a great avenue to reach out and build a community, and it's also a little tough because people misconstrue text. So like, while Twitter's this fantastic medium, it's also this really hard thing for people to read, because you could write something and people would read it and interpret it whichever way they want.
It's
so let's
hard.
say if you were to write, Tom Brady sucks, and then they will be like, oh, if you think Tom Brady's a piece of shit, you think Tom Brady's a pedophile. It's just that the mentality of people and how what they want to receive Twitter to be. I know. I don't know if you know this, but like Twitter, like 2% makes 80% of the content on Twitter.
Wow.
So you got a lot of people just screaming.
Right. Trying to get attention and shit. Yeah, no, that's What a fucking world, bro.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, I get you because we were talking about that. I had on the firm yesterday, Diane Medina on, and we were breaking that down, and we were talking about on how like even with the punchlines, like they're just trying to grab you. So Tom Brady sucks is better than saying Tom Brady had a bad game. Nobody's gonna fucking read that article, or it's not gonna, let's say, get as much um traction. I didn't read too much. Speaking about Brady, bro, did you see that debacle against the Bears, bro?
Bro, I don't know. I gotta give him a pass just because he's been there for so long.
Uh-huh.
I think they're still trying to figure it out on a short week, and I think the Bears just came to play. I
The
don't know what it
defense
is.
is no joke. Yo, did you see that motherfucking judo move by Khalil Mack?
Khalil Mack, he says, "Hiya, ho." He sacked Brady and said, "Hiya, hold that. Whatever you doing over here, sit your ass down."
Bro, he
I just think
punked
it's a
that
short
dude.
week.
He punked
I think it's
homeboy.
just a short week. You have, Fournette's not 100%. Godwin's still hurt.
Yeah, they're banged up. They're banged up.
Yeah, Evans still fighting through a foot injury,
Right.
which I give him props for fighting through a foot injury.
Facts.
And the Bears came to play. Nicky Foles just has Tom Brady's number. Nicky
Facts.
Foles looking like Eli Manning.
Jesus Christ, for real, bro. Even though I thought he started off slow, right? Because last week, I don't know if you watched the Bears. I think it was Bears Colts, and Foles just didn't. It took like to the third quarter for the offense to start getting going, and I felt like this week again. Obviously, it was a short week, but even like it took like to midway in the second quarter for the Bears offense to start going. And now I wonder, like, I looked at it. I love Nick Foles, but I don't know if he's the answer long term. So it's like, damn, you just blew a first-round draft pick on Mitch Trubisky. That's crazy, bro. Because what are you gonna do with him?
They did.
What are you gonna
And
do?
then
You gotta get rid of him now.
You didn't take Mahomes. You didn't take Watson.
Right. How did you pass up on those two dudes?
I think what you got to do is just like, because football is just a turnover game, just punt it. He's not it. Keep it moving. The more you try to drag it on,
right?
Everybody knows Mitchell's not the guy,
right?
And I think these guys, experts, got to stop with this. When they get a hold of a guy's name, stop propping these guys up. Stop propping up Daniel Jones. Stop popping up Mitchell Trubisky. Like, you have Deshaun Watson, who went back to back
titles, college titles. Yes.
When he was titles. There, he showed up. He bowled out on both of them.
Yes.
He could have won both of them back to back, and he doesn't get drafted first overall pick. Like, I don't know. Like, you can't pay millions of dollars, and these scout guys.
Well, not only that, I feel like Mel Kiper and all these dudes. Like, I wonder if they get money under the table because the way they rank guys. Like, if you think about it, what was it? Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Sam Darnold, and Baker Mayfield were all in the same draft, right? But now, I mean, it makes more sense that Baker was the number one overall for winning the Heisman. But you can make an argument that Josh Allen was a better quarterback in that draft because Josh Allen is just a beast. He's like 6'5".
That Bill staff is really good, though. They're putting him
100%. They are probably giving you another blueprint. I would say like the Bills and the Ravens are giving you blueprints on how to customize your offense so that whatever player you get, you build it around him versus having like, if you got a running quarterback, I think that was the problem with Cam. Cam came to a system where they were like, no, you can't run, bro. You got to stay here and you got to watch everything. And I'm like, that's not kind of my shit, bro. Like, fine, don't be like a little bit more like Michael Vick earlier on when it was just like one read and then I take it to the house. But more so like, hey, take 2 reads and then if you feel comfortable, dip. Or if you feel confident without making no reads, then dip too. But I felt like watching Lamar a little bit this season. I feel like he's definitely limited. I mean, it's crazy to think that, Patrick Mahomes is head and shoulders above everybody, bro. Like
everybody.
Like there's nobody
Aaron
has.
Rodgers is like, yo, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is still like, I'm that dude. But just Mahomes is just special.
Yeah, for sure. Like we won't. This is a once in a lifetime talent, and I wasn't even really talking about the seniors on the course. I was talking more so about the younger dudes. Like he's a better thrower than Deshaun. He's a better thrower, obviously, than Trubisky. He seems like he's locked in way more than, let's say, Baker. You can make an argument, Allen, but Allen is more. I'm not gonna say he's a system guy, but he just has a lot there, right? And so does Patrick Mahomes.
They set him up for success.
Yeah, so does Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick Mahomes is doing shit that you just never seen before. Like, he's for real, some Madden shit. Like, no-look passes never happened in the NFL until Homeboy came into the building. So that's pretty crazy. So
he does have Andy Reid, too.
Right. And the organization is phenomenal. Kansas City is a great organization. It was like you could say that they're kind of like the Patriots way in that style, that they have a good organization, good front office, good scouting, Because I never heard of Patrick Mahomes.
They've had a lot of like falling out in playoffs. Like they've always dominated the regular season. And once playoffs came around, they just shit the bed, and that was about it.
I think that it takes a special guy, right, to like to get through that, because you could be. I mean, look at Peyton Manning, bro. Peyton Manning for sure is a Hall of Fame guy, but when you put him in the playoffs, he was a different dude, right?
The king of the regular season is Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like every season it'd be like 12-0, 13-0, 14-0, right? And then as soon as he gets in the playoffs, bumped in the first round.
I think his playoff record is like 13-16. His playoff record isn't that great.
Right. No, I mean he fell a lot to the Pats. Now you could make an argument that, if you put him in a different division or a different league,
sure,
he would probably been smacking dudes. But Bill Belichick had his number. But yeah, like I mean, we don't see that. And I think that what Patrick Mahomes did, I mean, to come back from 3 different games down 10, just showed the leadership that he has.
They got some breaks with some bad coaching from the opposing team.
Of course. I think Bill O'Brien. Yes, thank you.
He won 4 divisions, don't get me wrong, but it's like, fam, what are you doing?
But I feel like this shit is so stupid, right? So I can say the same thing about the Patriots. Patriots won fucking every division. What the fuck does that matter? It matters jack shit. You know who was in that division? Miami, New York, and Buffalo, right? So I can say the same thing. The Colts haven't been good since Peyton Manning. The Titans have been trying to figure it out, and I feel bad for the Jacksonville Jaguars because they can't figure out how to build a team. Every time
I feel like they gave Bill O'Brien too much leeway without winning anything.
Right.
So like, why would you give him the GM when he didn't win the Super Bowl?
Nice. Well,
he didn't win anything.
I think that I read an article on Apple News, and they were talking about on how like a lot of these coaches from the Bill Belichick coaching tree haven't had so much success. And for whatever reason, I think what happened was, I think why he got so much love was, okay, boom, he comes out of the Patriots organization, and then he goes to Penn State. And I think he went to Penn State right after that sex scandal, and he had them competitive right out the gate. But what I didn't like about O'Brien was, instead of him staying another year after building all of that culture in the opposite way, he dipped to the NFL. And I guess, I mean, there's obviously got to be more money getting paid, but he should have stayed. He should have stayed in
it's so tough. It's so tough because you're like, I can see you want to build a strong culture, but like, what was your end goal? Was your end goal to?
But look at Nicky Saban. Look at Nicky Saban. Nicky Saban gets busy, bro. Like
he gets busy, but he's lucky because he thinks he's slick because he'll go play 7 fucking
agreed. I think that
FB players.
But that's why it ends up hurting him in the playoffs and I think that's totally unfair. You as a college, you shouldn't be making your own schedule. They should have somebody else making a schedule, making it fair. You shouldn't play bummy teams, right? Like you need to play the best of the best, and then that's why.
Clemson, you want to play us? Okay, we'll play. We'll play you, Clemson, but we're gonna play in Atlanta.
Exactly.
The neutral field. Why are you having a neutral field? You should be going to Clemson. You should be going to Texas. You should be going to Oregon. Wherever you got to go to the house. That's what this whole nonsense of we're gonna play at a neutral site. No, I'm gonna play the Citadel for 4 weeks straight, and then go play at top.
So do you know soccer? Not soccer, like international football more. Do you know a little bit about
some of the teams.
Okay, so check it out, right? In from at least from what I've been told in the Italian league, they'll have it like, let's say there's 40 teams, right? But only 30 get to play each other on a legit level. And then the other 10 are always fighting to get that 28, that 29, and that 30 spot. Right? So like 13 teams are always in rotation. They should do the same thing in fucking college. If you're not a ranked team, I can't play you. If I'm ranked, why the fuck am I playing you? Now, I get it if you're like one of those bottom teams trying to get into the rankings, sure. But you shouldn't be playing West Bubblefuck against Alabama and it's like 70-10. That shit is just not even...
What's the other conference, not the FBS? What's the other?
So you got the SEC.
Not the conferences, the other bullshit like college league. What's the other? FCS.
There you go.
The FCS?
It could be. I'm not 100% sure.
It's one of those like let me check. I'll check.
Yeah.
But it's just like on the fly. You're playing like where Wentz came from. He came from North Dakota State. Right. It was an FCS. So you got a whole bunch of shit like that. Mercer, St. John's colleges.
Right.
Like St. John's ain't known for the Jackson State.
Yeah,
North Dakota State, like Portland State. Like why is Alabama playing Montana?
Facts.
Why?
Yep, I agree. I agree 100%. I never understood that. But I think it has to do with the boosters and the money, right? Because they're not going to get more money from dudes if they're losing. So they want to make it.
The issue is that college football is number 2.
Right.
Because NFL's king.
Right.
And college football is the prince.
Right. But at the same day, in the same token, they're trying to Like you could argue that that's the amateur league, even though it's not really. It's the amateur league of the NFL, right? That's where they get all their guys.
Which is fucked up to those kids.
Correct.
I think if you're a phenom, you should be able to go.
Exactly, bro. The one
Even
and
if
done.
you're 19.
Yes, agreed. I don't even know why in the fuck the college thing even matters because you're taking them out as juniors anyway. So what the fuck is the difference?
Exactly.
Right? Like they didn't still graduate.
I could still understand some positions in football because it's kind of beat. You don't want a 19-year-old linebacker.
Correct.
Like
yes. But you know what though?
Like,
a lot of those dudes are already fucking bigs. Already them dudes are big.
Phenoms.
Bro, LeBron James was like 250, and already like 6'5" at fucking 17. Like these dudes, they're not gonna grow that much more in college, bro.
Like Trevor Lawrence should have came out 2 years ago.
Facts.
He should have been in the league already.
Yes.
The quarterbacks don't get hit like that.
Right.
In the NFL anyway.
Agreed.
He should have been in the league already.
I know.
Phenom. He's
unbelievable.
Up there with Andrew Luck.
Yeah, I would say that was what I said. I said he's the last slam dunk since Andrew Luck. And you could probably argue that he might be a little bit better than Andrew Luck because Andrew Luck took a lot of contact. Right? Like
that offensive line was
no, but he likes to get hit. Like Andrew Luck was a beast.
Yeah,
he
didn't go down.
No, he wasn't a pussy motherfucker. He was more in the sense of like a Ben Roethlisberger style, right? Like he got motherfuckers draped all over him and he still throws a 50-yard bomb touchdown.
Because he was out here, he's real here. He's like, he don't care about nothing. He's a fisher. He's a hunter.
Yeah.
He has a flip phone.
Right.
He was just like, I'm gonna run motherfuckers over.
And he did. He trucked a lot of dudes. But I think Lawrence is a little bit more of a savvier player. He's a little smaller. I'm not gonna say he's shying away from contact, but he understands. I don't want to keep getting hit. I got to throw for 30, 40 times in a game.
That's the way to go.
100%.
Lamar is another one where he's fantastic, but he's going down a Vic route where you're gonna take one or two shots.
Yep.
You're gonna get the RG3 where he took. He shouldn't have taken that hit.
Yep.
Fucked up his knee and it was over.
Yep. I think that he's already nursing a knee injury. So if he took a big hit, I mean, you're talking about torn ACL, your whole season is done, son. I love RG3, but RG3 is not taking the Ravens to the Super Bowl.
Look at Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray,
he's unbelievable.
Anybody within 3 yards, I'm down.
Bro,
down.
He's almost taking what Russell Wilson does and has it like more perfected. Where it's like, I'm bouncing. If it's not here, I'll run. If they're coming, I slide like 2 yards early, and then we get up. And
remember he's a top 5 pick in the MLB.
Oh, okay.
He knows how to slide.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Remember, he's top 5 pick. I think he got picked number 3.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He got picked, I think, number 3 overall, but in the MLB, and he's the first number 1 overall pick in the thing. He got drafted in both leagues.
Yeah, he was like Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson got drafted as a baseball player too.
Russell Wilson just couldn't save his life.
Is that what it was? That was the limit. I wonder.
He can't hit.
I wonder what's the story with Kyler. I wonder if he was a good batter.
I think it wasn't that high. He was just super fast and had a glove too. I think his batting average was like 230, 240.
I mean, you could teach hitting. You could teach hitting, right? I mean, you can't teach like all the subtle nuances like speed. I mean, you could teach speed too, but like quickness is already built in and knowledge. Yep. I mean, I was just talking to Medina and I was talking to Laura and I was gushing all over fucking Mookie Betts, bro. And I'm like, this guy's the best player in baseball, hands down. And it's because a lot of those things, all the intangibles, right? Like my man is present all the time. When you talk about being present earlier, like I've never seen a player recently, and you tell me, if you have, but just someone who has like so much pressure and doesn't even face it like that. Like he's obviously, I mean, when the Dodgers signed him, he had to be the guy. He's produced every fucking time that they've asked him to be in a position to produce.
He shows up.
He gets on base.
I feel like that's MLB's fault. I think MLB. So let's say, all right, let's segue to this. So if I ran the MLB, right, I would eliminate all minor leagues. There'll be one AAA. That's it. There's no reason why there's A, high A, low A, high double A, triple A, this, that, the Caucus, Red Sox, the fucking Yankees of Staten Island. Put the stars in.
Right.
If you are great, why are you in the major leagues for 8 years?
Yeah, I agree.
In the minor league. I'm sorry, in the minor league.
And you might digress. 28. And you might digress, right? You might be fired at 21, but if you've been there for 8 years and you're playing bums, you might be average now.
Look at Airin Judge. Airin Judge is 27, 28, and he's only been on the scene 3 or 4 years. You just wasted that kid's talent in the minor league.
Agreed.
Like Gary Sanchez.
Right, go ahead, Gary.
The Yankees signed him at 16 years old. Why are you waiting till he's 23, 24 to put him in the league? Like, put him in the league.
No, I agree, bro.
You gotta test these guys.
Yeah, I think so. And at the end of the day, if anything happens, you can send them back. It's not like you're stuck with them, right? Like you can go, they can go backwards.
AAA. Don't stop putting him to single A, You got these guys 37 years old coming up. No, you're done. Sorry, my guy. Time has passed you.
I know
Because MLB
the whatchamacallit,
is
what is
in the
it?
dust.
Cronenberg, for sure. They're so prehistoric. Cronenworth, right, which is the rookie, potentially rookie of the year of the NL. Bro, he's 28 years old. How the fuck are you a rookie?
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I have a lot of issues with the MLB. You know, the average age of an MLB fan is 56 years old.
Damn. That's why they got all the problems.
Age.
That's why they got all the problems, bro. I thought this
is what they need to do.
Tell me, let's go.
If I was Rob Manfred today, I am going to release all media outlets constraints. So, like, I don't know if you know this. So, if you were to go take a Mookie Betts Grand Slam and post it on your Twitter, it could get pulled.
Really?
Because MLB holds all the rights to all MLB videos.
Wow. See, that's why I got to talk to you. I like this. Tell me some more.
You can't spread the word of game. You can't spread the word of mouth. How NBA does it where, all right, LeBron just dunked on somebody. I can put it on my Instagram, my Twitter, and put it everywhere. MLB, you can't do that. You get flagged for it. Because they want to control.
Can you do it with the NFL? Or no, the same shit?
Yes, NFL you can.
Okay.
The
MLB
NFL lets you.
A little bit?
NFL is like just a little
it's gray.
Because NFL's king. So they don't really care too much because you're showing up to see this.
Right.
Anyway, but MLB, because they did it back in 2008, 2009, where it was like, you know what? We are control all distribution of our product. Wow. And put everything on lock. So I would release that and let all the bloggers, everybody on IG, the casual fans, be like, oh shit, Mike Trout just hit a grand slam. Look, now it's on
builds
everybody.
Your brand. When we're talking about building brands, I mean, obviously they got money, but you can never get. I mean, you could always get more. And I didn't know that. That's crazy. Because I'd be posting. I was using MLB / film room to post my shit, but I couldn't figure out how to embed the fucking video. So I would just put the article link, and then it would take you somewhere else. But yeah,
that's fine. But if you put put a video of it,
they can
you
pull
get flagged because they pull your shit. That's what they did. They gotta stop doing that and market your stars better.
Yeah,
market your stars. They do a horrible job.
I agree. The only people that market their stars is the fucking cover of the show, and that's one dude, right? So every year I get to learn one guy. Thank you. Like, why are you not giving? I don't care what you say, but I don't know why you're not giving Bryce Harper more fucking sunlight. I don't know why you're not sunlighting all the dudes in New York. Why? I mean, it's crazy to even think that nobody knows who the fuck like players on the Dodgers are, right? Like, if you think about it, like there's so many teams that I agree with you a lot. Like, it's all about star power. Why are they not selling stars? But I think a lot comes down to it being that it's a 50+ fan base and that there's a lot of old dudes that run the show. No one's bigger than the organization, and all they want to do is push the organizations.
That's the games too. Like, the reason why football is king is because they create scarcity. It's 16 games.
Right.
They're gonna show up. If you cut the games down, look at like this season has kind of been exciting. The MLB is scarcity.
Yes.
It's scarcity.
I would take it right back. 60 games. That's it. We good. 30 away, 30 home, and let's roll. 16 people format or 16 team format.
All that matters is eyeballs.
Yes.
That's all that matters. Eyeballs. Attention. Eyeballs and attention. Eyeballs. If you have 162 games, you're not getting everybody's eyeballs. You're not getting everybody's attention.
I think that's why
it makes sense.
When you look at it, you could probably argue that the younger like understanding of things comes from the NFL, right? Because NFL's all over Twitter and they have all the social media presence and they push in all their guys and they have like 19 different shows that they show you, whether it's Hard Knocks or it's All for One or All In for One, the Amazon version of that.
It's on Amazon.
Yeah, and like they're everywhere. MLB can't stay out of their own fucking way because it's like we got one guy on Twitter fucking tweeting everything for the whole. I'm like, bro, I don't care.
And they support betting.
Right.
They support gambling.
Yep.
NFL's like gamble. MLB's not like that. They have this whole like dark thing because of Pete Rose.
Right.
Which is stupid.
I love you, Pete.
All these unwritten rules are done.
They're so stupid. They need to really, really get some older dudes in the building to kind of help bring them into the new generation.
And this whole like, there's too many great players that are not in the league. Like the whole steroid shit is stupid to me. All these dumbass writers who are penalizing these great players because of steroids, quote unquote, it doesn't mean anything. The whole generation was on roids.
Right. They had organizations. They had organizations fucking making scouting reports to tell you whether or not homie was better with or without it. So everybody was in collusion. Every single person.
Exactly. And steroids didn't change anything. If you were great, it made you a better hitter. But if you were already great, you were great. Like Barry Bonds.
Right.
Barry
Still
Bonds.
monster. Right.
To me, he's the greatest player ever in MLB.
Really?
the greatest player in MLB.
Why would you say that one?
He was a MLB. He was a Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer, 10 years into his career.
Wow.
He's the greatest hitter ever.
Really, greatest hitter ever. Shit, that's
If
a
you
high
think about
thing.
it,
I know your
bases
sports
loaded
IQ is
in
high.
the World Series. Bases loaded in the World Series. You're down. I think they're down 11-8. They walk him, let a run score, and get out the game. They don't pitch to him. They walk him and let a run come in.
Yeah, I remember
Bases
that.
loaded.
Right. I remember that season that he was hot like lava. The only person who threw to him.
His batting average is over 300 and something for his career.
Shit.
He has like 14 Gold Gloves. Like, he's a beast. He's a beast, bro.
I know.
He was a Hall of Famer 10 years in his career.
It sucks too because it almost feels like they alienated him from the game, right? Yet back at the ranch, fucking Alex Rodriguez is all over baseball. And you could argue that those two dudes are kind of the same person in a lot of the ways. And you could actually say that Barry Bonds is way better than Alex Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez strikeouts are like not even discussed.
Ridiculous.
He strikes out like nobody's fucking business, bro.
He's ridiculous.
And yeah, I feel bad for Barry because Barry had to go into fucking hiding. Because he became like a hitting coach on the low.
And when he was the beast in San Francisco.
Tell me, I'm looking it up too. Tell me.
Well, he got walked from 2002 to 2004. He got walked the 2002 season 198 times. He walked 148 times, and then 232 times he walked. His eyes insane. His eyes is insane. He got walked his entire career 2,558 times.
Yeah, you know,
eyes insane.
That's what I was like when I was watching that Dodger Padre game. I've watched so many players do too much. I'm like, bro, just pick a fucking zone and sit on that zone. Why are you going in the dirt? Why are you going?
That's why Mike Trout is like up there now. You know, Mike Trout has never swung at a first pitch.
Really?
He always takes the first pitch. Strike down the lane, down the middle, no matter what.
Yeah, I know. I was talking
That's straight discipline.
Yeah, I was talking to that with the firm Medina yesterday because I was telling her that like the Yankees have the opposite approach. So do the Padres. We swing at every first pitch because for the most part, good pitchers want to get ahead of the count, and it might be the only pitch that you're gonna see that's gonna be hittable, right? Because now being in the whole
MLB that's because MLB started humping analytics.
That's true. That's true.
That's the issue. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna do a trajectory. I'm gonna change my swing to trajectory to hit home runs as opposed to hitting just singles and doubles and singles.
That's what they should be hitting.
Home runs.
Right.
Yeah.
They should
That's
be.
the only reason why.
That. Yep. It's so crazy.
But it's like, all right, we gotta put more runs on the board as fast as possible.
I'm trying to look at Homeboy's numbers.
That's the issue.
So Homeboy hit like for the first 5 years as a Pittsburgh Pirate, he hit above 250. Then he started to get crazy. Once later in his career, he was like 300, 292, 311, 336, kept going up, and then towards the end
Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, towards the end of the year, I mean the season, he was above 300 like crazy. I mean, what number is that? What year is that? He hit like almost 400 for the season, bro. That's insane to hit that much. What was that? 370? That was in 2002, bro. That's unreal.
He started hitting 33 home runs 4 years into his career.
Shit. And
if you look at 1990, he's already hitting 33 home runs. Second year into the league, second year, 25, 24, 19, 33, 25, 34, 46, 37, 33, 42, 40, 37, 34, 49, 73, 46, 45, 45. Wow. Like juicing or not juicing, he's just a beast.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it sucks. I definitely think that they need to fucking. I would let everybody in. Call up Pete Rose. Say, Pete, we love you. Get in the building.
It has been the first ballot. Like, it don't even. Like, that's all right. If let's say hypothetically, he bet on his team
to lose, because that would have been to lose would have been like bad. Let's say.
Yeah, bad. But if he's betting on his team to fucking win,
I'm all in, bro. That sounds fire.
I'm with it. I mean, he's committed. He's committed. Yo, my game checks $100,000. I'm betting $100,000 that my team's gonna win today.
How crazy is that, bro? That's so gangster. Like, not to lose, to win every time. Like, he did the opposite
his name is Charlie Hustle.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
He's not cheating anybody.
No.
He would run to first base on a walk.
Yeah.
Full speed.
I know. I've been seeing a lot of these fucking guys. I'm like, yo, hurry the fuck up, man. You walking mad slow to first fucking base, bro. No wonder you got gunned out. You're a fucking bum.
That's why Bryce Harper got the whole issue.
Yeah.
With a homeboy. I forgot his name. That he had the little beef with because he jogged to first base on the ground ball. And then they were going to fight in the dugout. Like, my homeboy.
So, wait. So somebody got at Bryce, or Bryce got at somebody?
Bryce Harper. No, they got at Bryce Harper. I'll tell you right now. Bryce Harper fight. I'll tell you right now. Bryce Harper.
Is he be always in some shit?
Yep.
He's been touted as kind of like a douche on the low for a while. It sucks. I like him. I love lefty hitters. I think that they have a lot of
they got the best swing ever.
Facts.
Like, King Griffey Jr. has the best swing of all time.
Yes.
It's not even close.
No. I feel bad. I wish Griffey should have took juice. Imagine his numbers. His numbers would have been bananas too.
Yep.
Right? That's what I was trying to argue with people. I'm like, why don't you just let them take juice, especially for injuries? You know what I mean? Like, first of all, they're already on steroids.
HGH is better than steroids. Like,
right,
HGH
that's what I'm saying. Yes, right. The human growth hormone.
Let these guys take whatever they could be at the optimal thing. Let them play every sport, everything. As long as it's not hurting them internally or like
killing motherfuckers
blatantly
and
cheating
shit.
where they're gonna kill their bodies. Let them take whatever the hell they want. They take supplements.
That's what I was gonna say. It's
cheating.
like protein. Yeah, if it's all natural, then you shouldn't be on shit.
Nothing. No caffeine. Nothing.
Yeah, you should be on.
No peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that they have in the NBA locker room to give you electrolyte energy. Nothing. You can't drink body armor and shit like that. What I'm saying is they say if
no. That's interesting. Right, I agree. For sure. It's like, listen, motherfucker, just eat fish and vegetables all day. That's all you're gonna get.
We can segue to the NBA if you want. That's
of course.
Another...
Yeah. Well, let's go while we're on it. I'll start out with this. 10 appearances. The guy's a beast. Speaking of animals, he's an animal. He's a fucking animal, bro. I know he might never be in the same vein as MJ, and now you could actually put Kobe, in my opinion, under Michael Jordan's shadow, because that is a carbon copy of the same guy, right? Like he borrowed.
Even right there, when you say that, right? When you say Kobe's a carbon copy, right? I don't know how people put LeBron over Kobe if Kobe's a carbon copy.
Agreed. That's what I said. Right. That's why somebody told me yesterday on the show. It was Diane. She's like, "Oh, they're doing this for Kobe." I'm like, "They're doing this for Kobe. I love you, Kobe, and I'm sorry that you left, but no. This fucking championship is for LeBron James. Okay, this guy needs to separate himself."
With LeBron, just because like we've gotten to this, I don't know. This era has gotten to this where it's too much participation.
What does that mean?
The way I see it. So like, just to compare it to like the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's ever said, you know what, I want to be a Buffalo Bill.
Right.
They went to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Facts.
And they didn't win jack shit.
And you know how hard is it to go to the Super Bowl?
Exactly. And you went to 4 straight. But I'm saying, like, we don't glorify those teams.
Right.
Because they did not win.
Right.
So my thing is where LeBron is fantastic, great talent, great stat stuffing. He can do everything. But don't win when it counts the most.
Right.
Lost too much.
Yeah, I know. That was
Jordan,
the only thing.
6 for 6. And then this gets lost in the sauce a little bit.
Go ahead, tell me.
And I'm not comparing them because I'm not comparing. All right, I'm sorry. Let me start over. So Jordan's 6-0.
Right. Kobe's
LeBron's
what? 6.
Kobe's 5-2.
Okay.
Because he went to 7.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I was gonna say was nobody really. It's not a storyline, but Steph Curry has been in the league 10 years. He's been to the NBA Finals half of his career, and he has 3 rings, the same amount as LeBron.
Right.
Now, like, are we just gonna put people who are great because they participated in that? Because the thing was, we're splicing greatness.
Correct.
No, we're
yes.
That's the issue. Is like people think it's slight because we're splicing greatness. So like my thing is, are we gonna put Jerry West as the GOAT?
Right.
He was 1 and 11
Shit.
the NBA Finals. Are we gonna put him there because he was so many?
Right.
Like people try to be like, oh, if it's just the rings because we have to talk about Bill Russell.
I was just gonna say Russell's in the building.
There's 9 people in the league. There's 9 teams in the league. You feel like like what's wrong with you people? Like I get it. What he did was dominated his era.
Sure. Correct.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Jordan dominated his era.
Correct.
Like Jordan,
and you could argue
to tackle him.
Right. You could argue that would have been the best NBA time on the planet, in the sense of like you had a lot of stacked teams, you had a lot of great coaching, you had a lot of good players. I mean, it was obviously much harder defensively too.
They tackled too many people. Like to me, it wasn't basketball that you had to physically hurt your opponent in order to think that you were really great. So like them tackling Jordan when he was in Detroit, I don't think that was great basketball from Detroit when you're just fucking somebody up and wearing them down, but not wearing them down playing great defense.
Right. Yeah.
I
No.
think it could have been a balance. I think it's a balance. Wait, I think they should bring back hand checking. I think they should bring that back because there's just so much space in the court now where you can just go right by somebody and just get to the basket. And if
Mm-hmm.
somebody rotates over, you take it to the wide open three.
Yeah.
But I think if you hand check,
Right.
you can give somebody, you can control some people. Just like Steph, you can control him. Kyrie, KD.
But I feel like they don't care about that shit.
They
right?
don't at all.
They want the scoring. They want all this, 3-point shooting. Because I tell you this, I mean, as much, and I give a lot of respect, even though I'm not a huge fan, but Steph Curry is an amazing basketball player. That now being said, not everybody's great at the 3-point shot. And I think that when we were younger, I think something that we realized, at least through video games, is like, listen, even 2 points count too, bro. If you're like the greatest like field shooter, but you don't shoot none from 3, and you miss way less, and you make way more, then who's more dynamic? I'm like, bro, I make every shot I take, right? Like,
exactly.
What's the dude that was Kawhi? Kawhi is like one of those guys. Kawhi is a great like low post shooter, mid range shooter. I'm not saying that Steph doesn't make most of his shots, but a lot of other guys are trying to do what he does and they miss a lot, and it's almost streaky. It's like if you're hot, you're hot. But like Kobe Bryant once said, you got to shoot yourself out of a slump.
Yep.
So that means that you're gonna still be fucking missing until you get onto that streak, right? So
that's
your
why when they
numbers gonna be
compared
fucked
Jordan and LeBron, it was like because like Jordan doesn't have a hole in his offensive game at all, and I don't bring up 3-point shooting because 3-point shooting back then was a circus shot.
Correct.
Like it wasn't emphasized.
Right.
So like LeBron is a horrible free throw shooter and a horrible late game free throw shooter. Jordan didn't have that issue. Jordan didn't have a hole in his game. He was a 10-time scoring champion. He was
a defensive fucking player, bro.
He won one defensive player of the year. He was like 10-time first all defense.
Right, that's what I'm saying. None of those dudes, neither one of those dudes, not LeBron or Kobe Bryant, I think have been defensively.
Kobe's been close. Kobe's a 12-time first team all defensive player.
Okay. See, I know
LeBron,
you know
I
this
think
guy.
is 8 times or 9 times.
Okay.
He's not that high. But LeBron's a great help defender. He's fantastic. Like, he's ball hawking and shit.
And not only that, bro, I don't need to play coast to coast for fucking 20 years, plus playing the Olympics, plus play all the games that I'm playing because I'm usually going to the finals. Like, that shit is a lot. Like, if you look at the mileage on that dude's body, his miles are way up. LeBron's, bro.
But the thing is, like, he has the advantage of modern medicine.
Correct.
Like,
yes. And Kobe, you could argue, was right there a little bit too. Michael Jordan didn't have
his body
any of that.
broke down on him.
Facts.
Jordan didn't have any of that.
Nothing.
Jordan was drinking Henny and a cigar before the game.
Right.
He
was like old school, like Babe Ruth style. Like he was back into that shit.
Exactly.
Like we won the game, we're gonna go party tonight, and then tomorrow I'm gonna bust my ass on the court and sweat it all out. But you know what I mean? For the most part, I'm not drinking Gatorade like that to get the electrolytes or eating peanut butter jelly and all that shit you're saying. And I mean, I forget what his trainer's name is, but he put out a really
Tim Grover.
Tim Grover's phenomenal. And until he met Tim Grover, you can argue that things, obviously he probably wasn't looking at the sports science of things. Right? LeBron James right out the gate, that was already part of the game.
Or he spends $1 million to $2 million on his body from jump. LeBron.
That's
but
insane,
like,
bro.
It's not his fault.
No,
he just took advantage of the time.
I would too,
and I can't fault him for that,
bro. Fucking what is it?
He's only been hurt once his entire career,
bro. James Harrison, I think, spends like $300K, right, annually to put whatever it is in his body, whether it's massage therapists, tables, fucking acupuncture.
Now imagine if Jordan had that.
Right. He probably
how much
more
beast he would have been.
He would have played longer.
Yeah. And I also too like Jordan played in an era where like it was very overbearing. He couldn't go nowhere. Like Jordan couldn't go nowhere. Like from watching The Last Dance in China, he couldn't even move. No, like it was like, he couldn't do anything. Like at least LeBron now he'll put out his little social media stuff, and he gets scrutinized on social media because everybody gets scrutinized on social media. But you could turn it off. You could ignore that stuff.
Let me ask you something. Let's switch lanes a little bit, but we'll stay in the same thing, just to get a little bit more politically current. With all the BLM shit and all the BLM shit on that fucking court and all the BLM shit on those guys' jerseys, when homeboy got shot in the back, I've said LeBron and the whole NBA should have stopped playing. I would have went on strike and said, listen, first of all, LeBron James, I would have, if I was LeBron, right? Obviously, you don't need money. The title thing, maybe you could argue, because like if you retire and you only had 2, but you went to 9, you're kind of looking like, damn. I think 3 and 10 is probably a little bit better number because he went against all this other stuff. But if I was LeBron James, I would have said, you know what? Until we at least get a little bit more closure on this whole situation, I'm not playing, because he thought about it. And then he went to Obama, and then Kyrie was with him, because Kyrie's my man. Even though I know he's crazy and everything, but Kyrie gets it. Kyrie, like, the social injustice, I feel that we need to get more of these guys on the front center of shit versus being on the sidelines, because we don't really have a voice as a people. So the closest thing to our voice are like celebrity athletes, and then the next up is like actors, right? And they do their parts. But LeBron James, you wearing all of this stuff on your jersey, bro, like you're kind of the ambassador right now of this whole situation.
He didn't put nothing on the back of his jersey because the NBA gave them a list.
Right.
Of what they could put on their back. They didn't say you could put whatever you want on the back of your jersey. So that's why he didn't put nothing on the back of his jersey, because he felt like that was kind of a controlling thing. That's why he didn't put anything.
I agree.
Which is true. I think that NBA missed the opportunity to let these guys put whatever the hell they wanted on the back. Obviously, you don't put like fuck the police,
right,
fuck the president, anything along those lines.
Right. You could have just told them, hey, these are the 3 you can't say, but everything else is okay. Right? Or this is
like,
the 10.
I support,
right.
I support Atlanta, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Now, here, I have a hot take to this. I think I don't mind these people being role models and being connected to the people and wanting to support people who have no voice. I just think that you should go with facts first, read everything, and then make your assessment. I think there's too many people who are reactionary to everything. In a sense of, when that thing happened with that dude, they killed him in his car. I don't want to. What's his name? I don't want to.
Yeah, I fucked it up. It's okay.
His name. And, anyway, so like when that first thing came out, was my initial thought process, because when I rationalize everything, is let me see the cop footage before I make my assessment on the situation, because I don't want to jump the gun. So the initial reports were, when the cops pulled up, was he was breaking up a girl's fight. That was the first initial report.
Right. That's what I read.
That's what everybody read, because that was a report that came out. A couple of days later, turns out that was false. You understand what I'm saying? So like, you got LeBron, you got the MLB, you got the NBA, you got the NFL.
Jacob Blake, just to give him some.
So you got these big time
love
sports figures jumping to this conclusion without all of the facts. And I feel like it's a little bit of disservice when LeBron doesn't lay out all the facts. So now, when I was speaking about this with my friends, I was like, I don't think the cops should have shot him at all. Like,
right, that's what I was at. I'm like, that's egregious, especially when he has his back turned to you, right? The whole thing of shooting somebody is like you're a threat. He was not a threat.
So it's a double-edged sword. So this is what I mean by that. So what I mean by that is, they did a bad job of tackling him, putting him down to the ground, and arresting him. And he did, on his end as a civilian, did a bad job of pulling away from 6 officers, going into the front seat of his car, bending down, reaching in something into the bottom of his seat, and with a cop right behind him. So everything's bang, 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 bang.
Right, yeah.
You know that. You've been with your brother Chris, where he snuffs somebody and shit gets crazy.
Yeah, it happens so fast.
Crazy.
It happens in seconds. Yes.
Exactly. So my thing was like, LeBron should have came out and said, I love my people. Cops, you did a bad job of doing something, but us as people have to interact with the police in a better manner. So like, most of these, like, I always blame the cops with training. Training is bad. Like, training for cops is bad.
Terrible, bro.
They only go 4 times a year.
Right.
For training.
That sounds
There's
crazy.
no hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
There's no de-escalation.
You don't got no fucking jujitsu shit. You're supposed to be right. Where you at?
So like, if you like, I've gotten guns drawn on me from the police because they overreacted to stuff. But like, I think those guys, MLB, NFL, all of them should have been like, hey, when the police come, let's act accordingly. Our family members record us, make sure we're safe. Because we all got knuckleheads. There's knuckleheads in every profession of everything,
No, I
all
agree.
over the place.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just think LeBron could have did a better job in a sense of saying, hey, Jacob Blake shouldn't have gotten shot by the police. The police did a bad job, but Jacob Blake should have done a better job of dealing with the police.
Let me ask you, there's something now because I find it weird. So we'll go like, let's say there's a game, right? We're in the NBA Finals, and then something happens, and then LeBron James tweets something out, right? And then it gets read by somebody that's doing the halftime show. I kind of feel like and again, it's not a personal shot on LeBron because it's a lot of people, but
he's just the conglomerate of this.
Sure, right, exactly.
Everything.
I just feel like typing shit is kind of not the same, right? Like, I keep on bringing it back to like fucking Muhammad Ali, bro. Muhammad Ali said, "Fuck yeah, I'm not going to Vietnam, so I'm not boxing. Fuck it, I'm done." Then
so like when the NBA did, when the Bucks did what they did, right? If they wanted to affect, I think, bigger change, what they should have done was like, yo, fam, 30 teams here, we out to Milwaukee. We all taking flights to Milwaukee. We all going to talk to the AG.
Yeah.
What can we fix in the community?
Exactly. That's another thing too. Like I see even during COVID, and again, not a shot, just an observation, but I'm seeing dudes sending out $100,000. This, I'm like, bro, you're not gonna change shit with that kind of money, bro. You need people to be like truly invested, and even from like the Walter Payton award, which is an award that they give in the NFL for someone who's involved in the community. I was just saying this for the people that don't know what this award is, but it's for people that are involved in the community, and one player gets it, and I'm sure there's probably like 4 or 5 finalists. But it's like, where are we at? Like, I know, listen, you guys are rock stars, but I feel like even some of these athletes need to come back down and be more involved with the community. And they're not. Like, they're not.
The whole NBA with the bubble, when they did the bubble, and I saw all these reports of NBA players like, oh my God, I'm constricted to do this. I can't do that. I can't go nowhere. Like, I'm like, fam, you get paid $30 million to play basketball, and most of these dudes come from nothing. So where did you lose your perspective in life?
Not only that, I just gave you the whole entire Disney World, bro. So you and your family could ride every ride 100 times. You
room service,
bro. To actually put a shout out to somebody, I forget how much he gave, but Russell Westbrook dropped like, I don't know if it was $80,000 as a tip to housekeeping for everybody that looked up. That was super fucking fly. For as much shit as they give it to him, but I agree, they've lost perspective.
Low sight, like Rondo compared it to a 1-bedroom apartment.
Wow.
Like where you lost rationality. Like, you're getting paid millions of dollars. Like, I get it. It'll be tough. I'll miss my kids. I'll miss my girl. But guess what? They're not struggling. They're not worrying about where their next meal is coming from.
Right, everybody's good.
They're good. You got FaceTime. There's all this shit that you can do where you can fix your psyche a little bit. And if you guys were gonna be like thinking this is just useless, then don't play. Which some guys didn't play. But don't go and bash it and say this is the worst experience you're ever having in your life. Like
I think that there's a lot because they get so much money, bro, and the individualism is rewarded so much that a lot of these guys have lost sight, bro. A lot. Like, I even get mad about the NFL. I see some of these commercials that are like cut and chopped, and he's like, this year I'm not going to be talking about nothing NFL-wise. I'm going to be talking about this. I haven't heard one fucking dude talk about any of that shit. All they do is talk about the NFL. So don't fucking lie to me and tell me that you're going to actually take a stand. So every time they put a mic in front of you, you're going to have something deep and conceptual about, hey, what's going on. But no, they keep arguing about what's third down and this and that. And to be honest with you, it's not enough to hold arms. I'm sorry, bro.
Nope.
That's not enough.
Well, the NFLPA is a piece of shit.
But they all are. So is the NBA organization. If they couldn't, if they didn't allow guys to put whatever the fuck they wanted on the jersey, then, it's even the same in the NFL. I don't know. I think you did. Did you watch, was it the Green Bay game? Did you watch last week's Green Bay game?
Yeah.
The guy who had to hide under his fucking jersey the Breonna Taylor message. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's where y'all all at? And then you have the audacity to fucking put Black Lives Matter on a court? That's a lie. You guys are lying.
Exactly.
No lives matter. You guys are full of shit. All you guys care about, you guys lost billions. So now you want those billions back. So now we're all on TV. I mean, I was really actually pissed, right? Because now the Jets just had a player who tested positive. The fucking Tennessee Titans had 22 guys. All of these people are testing positive. Is it more important?
A Chiefs thing right now got to what's the strength coach or whatever, something like that. One of those guys.
What's more important, the health of the people or the money off of these things? And I just felt like a lot of these owners, like, remember, what was it? I was talking to, shout out to Harrison Glazer from Take Flight Media, but we were talking about, and he said how, like, you ever heard of the thing called trickle-down economics?
Please don't give me
No. He said that there's trickle-down dysfunction. He said when the front office sucks, then the guys on the him suck, and now the coaches suck, and now the players suck. So you can say the same thing. If the NBA is a jerk, it's not the NBA players' fault. They're like, fuck it, this is the guy I work for, so I'm going to work just like homeboy. I'm going to do exactly what he says. I don't give a fuck. All I need is my paycheck. All I care about is my motherfucking Bentley. And then you have the audacity. I mean, shit, look, I said, I give all these guys props and a lot of credit and a lot of respect, but bro, Rondo, how could you say something like that, dogs? Like, that is the best one-bedroom apartment on the planet. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, people can't even afford the fucking houses and the studios that they got right now. Like, it just, that was another thing, too, with the celebrity bullshit about them being naked and voting and all this other stuff. People are mad delusional with money, bro. If I hear one more rich person, this goes even fucking for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You are not the people. You are a millionaire. You're a millionaire. Please stop trying to relate to me. You have no idea what it's like to be hurting for rent. You have no idea what it's like to be fucking teaching your kids at home. You have no idea about any of this shit. So stop acting like you motherfuckers know, because you don't.
I think Heidi Klum tried to do for a week. She tried to live on $100 for the week. And she couldn't do it. She failed within 2 days.
It's fucking hard. It's hard, bro. They don't know when you're rationing out, when you gotta be eating, tuna out of a can for.
You ever seen Bill Gates on Ellen guess prices of products in the supermarket?
No, that's gotta be comedy.
Like, bro, he was like, he a gallon of milk, he was like $8. Like he had no clue what something was. He was like Tostino's pizza rolls, $15. Like he had no idea.
It's like Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick doesn't even go grocery shopping, so there's for sure that they're out of touch. Though,
exactly.
Like, come on, man. And this sucks. I mean, I'm a little happy because the fucking veil came over off of the people's eyes a little bit, because this celebrity fucking like stroking or like obsession kind of made you seem like, man, these guys, we're
like, I don't want to downplay mental illness. Everybody has their own thing that they got to deal with, but you're in a way better position if you have more money.
Bro, I keep arguing this with people. I know, listen, money could be considered a bad thing in the sense of if it's not used properly, but it's a tool that's fucking needed. It's a tool that's needed. Without the dough, your rent costs money. Your car costs money.
There was a guy in Atlanta.
Your clothes cost money.
You know what he did? He won the lotto, right? He won the lotto, and it's how you could kind of parse out people. So if anybody listening, you could use this if you win the lotto, or if you come into a large sum of money. You go to your phone and you text everybody in your phone. So let me hold 500.
Wow. And everybody that said no, right? You give them nothing.
Exactly. So when you go on and say you want $100 million, guess what? Those people can't come for you asking you for no bread. They didn't help you out in need. So
that's the first thing that they do. That's the first thing that they do. Like, yo, let me hold something. I know you just got that. Can I get a little something?
So you hack the system. You hack it. Just like you hack the system with your girl. You know when to trick with your girl, because girls are so annoying when it comes to food? You go like this. Babe. And God, you could use this if you're listening. Babe, guess where I'm taking you tonight? And the first thing she says, that's where you taking her. You don't have to think about it no more.
Wow. Damn, filthy.
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Damn, you dropping knowledge right now. Hollow clutch in the building.
If you be like, yo, babe, what you want to eat today? Red Lobster. How did you know? I was taking you to Red Lobster, baby.
Damn.
You guessed. Right. Because that's what she was in the urge for.
Right. Yes.
And you don't do that no more.
You know what's so funny? When I've done the opposite, they always bum. She'll be like, star something, and then you're like, well, B star. And she's like, B star.
Exactly.
Right? You're like, she wanted A star, whatever the fuck she was thinking first. Then they be giving you the answers. So you got to play a lesson. See? Fucking shit. But yeah, dude.
That's the trick, bro.
It really makes me really sad because okay, so now Trump gets COVID, right? So does that make COVID more dangerous or less dangerous? Because now I'm fucking confused. Right?
Don't get me started with
But it's so crazy because, like, all right, 22 players on the Tennessee Titans have COVID, right? But prior to all of this, people were dying of COVID. So Cam Newton has COVID. So did we get a handle on it? Or it's only the people that have money that get a handle on it? Like, I'm confused on how this thing is going because before you got COVID, you died. Now you get COVID, you okay? Huh? What? I don't know.
But that's the media's fault. That's why I fucking hate the media, because that's not how it works.
Right.
That's not how, like, because
that's the message that they're sending.
There's studies done. So like, if most people are deficient in vitamin D, so they're saying if you're deficient in vitamin D, you have most likely trouble with the virus. 78% of Americans are deficient in vitamin D. Now, minorities, Hispanics, and Black people have darker skin, so they have less vitamin D because their darker skin protects them from the sun, which the sun gives them vitamin D.
Dropping
So
the
now they're
silence
deficient in
knowledge.
it
Let's go.
because nobody takes vitamin D at home. So I take vitamin D at home now because I was deficient when I did my checkup. But most people don't go get checked up and don't know anything. So there's a lot of cross things with being deficient in vitamin D. And it sucks because nobody was saying, hey, if you're deficient in vitamin D,
Right, go get that fixed.
you're going to go get that fixed. And vitamin D is cheap. It's like $6 for 5,000 pills. Like, it's insane.
Wow.
And nobody's talking about this. Everybody's scaring you and scaring you and scaring you and scaring you and scaring you. Where we got a fucking toilet paper shortage.
Right.
Like people were thinking about the wrong things, wiping your ass. That's what you was worried about.
But I also think that infrastructure or that indoctrination was just built in because we've never had over the last 40 years a run on shit. So they didn't even know what to run on, right? Like they had no idea what to start. So I guess that could have been a thing too.
The conversations I have with people are, we are numb to numbers because if we see them too much. And what I mean by that is 500,000 people who smoke cigarettes die every year.
Right. I said that the other day.
So
nobody talks about that shit.
Nobody talks about that.
Nope.
Nobody talks about 60,000 people a year who die in car crashes.
Uh-huh.
Or more than that. I think it's more than that.
It's higher for sure. Because once you put in alcohol in that motherfucker,
I think it's 1 in 50,000 chance of dying. Like
Jesus
it's one of the
Christ.
highest to die. And so like I have issues with parents who don't want to send their kids back to school, but they put their kids in a car. You have more chance of dying in a car than you dying from COVID.
Right.
I think it's under the age of 20 and under. I think there's 100 people who died from COVID. So the numbers get mixed and construed.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I have another thing I have. What they were doing was they were paying hospitals $40,000.
That's crazy for every person that
deal with COVID bodies.
You're a
and then they would give them another $10,000 to put them on a ventilator.
Right.
And the ventilator
Killed them.
It would kill you.
Yep. First of all, don't even get me started because I'm pissed at Anthony Fauci, the CDC, the WHO, the whole entire fucking cabinet of the fucking Trump administration for lying multiple times, for telling me that fucking ventilators was the most needed thing, and number two, for telling people that masks don't work. That's bullshit. All you motherfuckers should go to jail. Every single one of y'all. Y'all ridiculous.
And I get it. And I get it at the beginning, like March, April, where it wasn't. You didn't have a handle on it. But once it gets May, June, July, start putting out accurate information. Stop scaring people. You know what the hospitals were doing? If I had COVID.
You did?
Right. Yeah, I had COVID.
Look at this. Our first COVID guest. Tell me.
So I had COVID.
How did you get it, first of all?
I was running errands for my family and my girl's family.
Okay, so you were the guy in the streets handling everything?
Yeah. So the way I think I got it was, they say you could get it from in your nose or in your mouth.
And at this time you weren't wearing a mask and you weren't all thing. You were just rolling the streets normal.
Yeah. So I think what happened is I had looser glasses and I bent down to like tie my shoe or get something down. My glasses were about to fall. You know, everybody, your reflexes to grab your glasses. So I think my hands obviously had it, and I pushed it, I guess, in my nose or in my mouth or something like that. So that's how I got it. But I don't think, like, my family didn't get it. My girl didn't get it.
Did you have to self-quarantine?
Yeah, I set myself in the room. My kids didn't get it, but her parents got it. But I didn't get it from her parents because we didn't see them because they were on, like, 21-day lockdown. So I was getting them groceries, leaving it in front of their door, leaving. They will open it, take the shit in, and put it back inside. So my original point to all this is, let's say 2 weeks later, I died in a car crash. Or I died by getting hit by a bus. Or died in a chicken bone. Whatever the case may be. If I died and I went to the hospital, they would say I died because of COVID.
Yeah, that was crazy. And that's mad dangerous.
Not because I died because of fucking car crash. Not because I died because of getting shot. I died because of COVID. Right. So because they get $40,000 for
they got money for every test or death positive, however you want to put it or classify it.
Exactly.
They were getting paid. And those motherfuckers should go to jail. Like, how did this country fuck so many American people? Like, that was another thing, too. You know, speaking about LeBron James, if I was LeBron James and I seen Blake gets shot in the back, I said I would never play fucking any sport ever again. And I'm like, fuck you, I made it. I would have said the same thing about this voting shit. You know what? How about this, motherfucker? None of us are voting, and we don't want any one of y'all. Now we protest. Now figure it out. Like, stop, because I think like we're trying to peddle both sides, but the thing is, at the end of the day, both parties were fucking. I mean, I seen Kamala Harris on that debate, with Mike Pence, and I was just like, don't act like if you were in that situation, you wouldn't have behaved in the same manner, because they would have had people telling you, check this out, you can't say jack shit because you're gonna send people in a mass hysteria. So it's just like, don't tell me about the government being transparent, because that'll never happen.
I think the better approach to that is you have like kind of take my ball and go home approach. I think
I'm sorry, I'm selfish.
And I see that, like, that's how most people are.
Yeah, but I'm like, fuck you, bro. I'm mad. You hurt my feelings.
A better approach would have been yo, I'm gonna contact everybody who are MLB, NFL, all the players, all the celebrities, everybody, and be like, hey, we're gonna support Andrew Yang. We're gonna support
facts. Agreed.
An Andrew Yang,
yes,
Gabbard thing.
Yes,
because the thing is that I think instead of trying to spike them for not showing up, I think you show up in droves and have somebody else.
What are you telling me? You saying? Hold on. What are you thinking? You're saying that Kanye West is not going to win 2020?
Who knows? Listen, he said some wild shit. Some of it makes sense and some of it doesn't.
Nah, Homeboy's confused. Homeboy's confused. I love him to death. I love him to death.
I think when you take a step back, I think he just says so much outlandish shit.
Right. He's trying to make something stick. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
he's like the verbal version of Twitter. He's just saying shit to say shit and say. Yep. He's just trying to grab headlines.
Diarrhea. He's mad diarrhea.
Because he's still my guy. He's still my guy.
I love him.
I agree with you, though. That would have been actually very interesting. Like, why couldn't, if it was these celebrities or these celebrity athletes that would have said, hey, check it out. We don't really endorse any of these guys. We're going to create our own ticket. We're going to fund our own ticket. We're going to give how much money it's going to take. And an Andrew Yang, a Chelsea Gabbard. I would say what you could say, The Rock or Jocko Willing.
Go on a media blitz and flood TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Flood them with all the Facebook ads and go, hey, this is why we don't want Trump. This is why we don't want Biden. This is why we don't want these guys. This is their track record. Break it down and do it in layman's terms. Don't try to make anybody feel stupid. Just break it down for them people in layman's terms and say, hey, we don't need to be constricted to being a Republican or a Democrat. I think there should be no party. I think the party should be abolished.
Well, the two-party system is definitely a joke, for sure.
I think all parties, it should be no parties. Right. What happens should be is, all right, we got Dustin here, we got Andrew here, we got Jason here, we got Kamala here, we have
everybody shows up,
whatever here, right? Show up. Here's you get like a Joe Rogan approach, right? So we got Dustin on Monday, he's gonna go through all his shit. Kamala on Tuesday, she's gonna go through all her shit. Blah, 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 and let the media dissect everything and let the public go over everybody's policies.
I think that's fucking brilliant, bro. We definitely need something new. I want to go back to the thing, because I didn't even know you had COVID. Thank God you survived, and because the media said like you got sneezed on, you died, but now we know that that's not 100% accurate. So you get COVID, right? You self-quarantine, and that was it? You was money in a couple of days? No medicines, no nothing?
About a week. I was back to normal. The only thing really bad I had was really bad headache. So like I would be good for like an hour.
So you tested positive, right? And then you go home, and the only thing that was fucking with you was a migraine, let's say?
Yeah. And I felt a
little bit. No coughing, nothing flu-like?
No. I had a little, I would say, under the weather. You know when you feel under the weather?
Yeah, totally.
Kind of
right. It's creeping up on you. You know it's gonna happen.
You know you're about to get sick.
Correct.
That, but I never got sick.
Got you. So what were you consuming? Because you're talking about the vitamin D shit and stuff like that. Were you taking, at this time, were you aware about the vitamin D deficiency of being a link between COVID? Okay. So now you got your missus, and she's probably leaving stuff at the door so she doesn't get sick. But is she treated it like a flu? So you're eating soup and, drinking orange juice? Okay.
I took a lot of Mucinex. Even when I didn't have any symptoms, her parents was like, take Mucinex. I was just taking Mucinex or whatever. Because like, studies prove now that hydroxychloroquine works.
Really?
But since Trump said it, people were freaking out. Like, oh my God, the president said it. We can't take it because the president said it.
Well, that sounds crazy because he first started saying that it was fire. And then he switched
Yeah,
lanes, and it's just like, bro.
because it was just stupid. Because the story narratives in the media and the people. So like, if I knew that shit, if they would have prescribed that to me, I would have took it. Like,
Right.
they said it works 100%. Oh, it does. If you catch it early, it's good. Like it's really great. They
Mm,
said if you catch
gotcha.
it early.
I think
But
that was also another problem too. To get some of maybe the medical professionals off the hook. This was a new virus that no one knew, and so they didn't
exactly.
understand how to handle it. I feel like now we're
Hmm.
we're in a different space of handling it, and I mean, it's rolling the dice, right? Because nobody wants to get sick with it, but it just seems like there's a quicker comeback from it than it was before. Because once you got it before, they were fucking up everything, right? And I think that also too, the medical professionals, like, it's different when 10 people come in and sick. When it's 10,000 and you didn't get sleep
Exactly.
for a whole week and you've been working 24/7 and gear is short and you're wearing the same mask every day and you're tired. I feel like maybe some of these medical professionals even kill people by accident because they were overworked
Sure.
and understaffed. And now that maybe they understand it a little bit more, it's not as dangerous. But it's really, really crazy to see how this virus has changed the way we do everything, bro.
Yep.
Like,
I only do Amazon Fresh.
really.
I don't, I don't step outside. Amazon Fresh is the same price as a supermarket, and I get delivered to my front door.
Mm. So you don't go out at all, pretty much.
I go out, but I'm just saying, like, I don't go to the supermarket anymore.
But also
There's no need
too,
to.
NYC was like fucking hot like a motherfucker. They
Yeah,
fucked up
but
New
again,
York big
it
time.
was also too, like, in New York, everybody's on top of each other.
Right.
You got
Yes.
that. You
Yeah.
got that
That
factor.
was
And
huge.
another thing factor was you had people who were so paranoid that they thought they were sick
Right.
and got sick when they went to the emergency room.
Fuck. Yeah, I
So
didn't play
when
around,
you
bro. I was like right out the gate, I knew something was wrong. I think we were in New York, and we didn't. It's so funny because we hung out a little bit, and I didn't really
mhm,
get to talk to you about it. But I already was when I was in New York, I was already like, there's some shit popping in China. When we got back and it started to like really bubble up because it really started to catch traction, let's say mid-January, I was like, I don't know, man, this is getting scary. The only thing that I kind of fucked up on is at that point I didn't listen to my gut and I didn't make a hard run to the grocery store and get everything that I needed at the time because my missus walked it back. She's like, no, come on. Everybody was like, you know how motherfuckers are. They don't believe anything. But I had a
yeah,
really weird feeling about this shit because I was like, I don't know. We're in California and they travel here a lot, right? That's a big
mhm,
population. You can say the same thing about New York City. There's a lot of Asians in New
write it
York,
down.
right? Exactly. And so, not even in just in fucking Chinatown, bro. You go everywhere. Some
Yeah,
of the
Queens,
suburbs, yeah,
Bronx,
right. They're all over the
everywhere.
fucking place.
Chinese
And
food. I was looking
yeah,
for Chinese food. Like it just
and I was just like, dude, I think this might be an issue. And she walked me back. But if I was in full fucking panic mode, I already knew this shit was wrong. And I think that the thing that scared me the most was just knowing how America handles shit, bro. They don't care about the people. And
at all.
when you look at how crazy the stock market, like the profits that were made,
Going up. Everything is up.
the fuck?
Everything is up.
How does that even make any sense?
At
Right?
all. The housing market is up. Everything's
Right,
up.
right, right.
It's just like it's insane. And then these companies think they're slick because they do these stock splits so they don't lose
Yep.
any money. So they
Uh-huh.
get people's money out their pockets.
Yep. Yep. They split them, people buy, and
Yep.
then they liquidate it. Oh, thank you. Thank you
Yep.
so much
Gotcha,
for that.
sucker.
Yep. I know it's
And I was listening to your podcast with the girl. I don't want to forget her name.
no. K10 is the easiest way to remember her. You should follow her on Twitter. She's pretty dope. But
Okay, well,
uh Kristen Netton. Kristen Netton.
yeah. So like Elon had the handle on this. He was telling everybody,
He was a
like,
G, bro. He was such a G. He's like, fuck you, I'm not closing. We're
yep,
still doing this shit. Oh,
it's like
ventilators? Is that what you need? Here's
unconstitutional,
$10,000
bro. It's
or
unconstitutional to tell
$10,000,
people they can't
10,000
work.
ventilators. I know, right?
You can't tell people they can't work.
Yep.
You just can't do that. Doesn't make sense. In California, you should be leaving there soon. They fucking going crazy over there with some of the laws they passing over there, my guy.
I
They're
know.
insane. How are you gonna pass? I forgot the exact name of the law, but it's like the gig law.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say if you are a freelancer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can only work like 4 jobs now, as opposed to working 20.
Wow. Is that why?
Because
There's a lot of people leaving up this motherfucker.
they're forcing companies to have to put you on payroll as opposed to hire you as a freelancer.
Wow.
Because if they're forced to
Right,
go on my payroll,
right. That's the same shit that
you-
Uber's
I have
having
to
a
pay
problem with.
health insurance for you.
Correct. And I think it's stupid, to be honest with you.
What's
Because
wrong with you?
right,
Like,
I know.
now you're limiting me from making money.
Correct. I think
Let's say if I'm really
listen,
efficient in graphic design,
correct.
and I could do 40 websites in a week. Now you tell me I could do 3 in a week?
Yep,
Like, how
I
does that
agree.
make sense?
I agree with you 100%. I think that that's the shit that they felt like they were starting to lose control of. Because with COVID, people had to get creative, and people started to fucking become more of a 1099, an independent contractor. But they don't want that shit. They want motherfuckers to work for the man. So they're like, no, Papi, you can't go do that, right? You come over here,
Another
or vice
crazy shit
versa.
they did is they want to do a wealth tax over there, and then retroactive it in
Wow.
California.
That's
So
crazy.
I think you guys pay like 47%, whatever. Now it's gonna be into the 53%. They want to retroactivate it from January.
Shit.
What are you doing, fam?
Yeah. I was over
That's why you
here
think
just
Joe-
because the
Joe
weather's
Rogan
nice.
left.
Right. I know. Joe was dipping. He was one of the first to get out.
I'm out.
Yeah, he was out.
I'm out. I'm
Mhm.
out. Fuck this. I'm out.
Who else just
I
left
listened to almost
too?
all his shit.
Shucks. It was-
Joey left.
No, I know
They all
Diaz
left.
left. I know Diaz left. But what's the political Republican? I think he's a Jewish kid. He's always on Rogan too.
Ben Shapiro.
Ben
I'm
Shapiro
out.
bounced.
Tennessee. I'm out. It just don't make no sense. Like, why isn't there no laws against people living on the street?
Right. That's
You have
another
to-
thing. I agree. We need to really look at that too. It's just I don't know.
There's almost 80,000 homeless people in California right now.
That's why I don't understand. We talk about protecting our borders, right? And then we talk about fucking birth control, and then we talk about immigration. But I'm like, when is the topic of the homeless ever going to be a conversation? It's almost like they never talk about it. No one has an answer. No one has an
There's
agenda.
no money.
Right. That's exactly
for it,
what it
but
is.
if there's war, there's money.
Right. Exactly. That makes 100% sense. Which is stupid.
They could justify it, which is fucking sucks.
It does suck.
And California's crazy. You know what they're doing too? They're forcing companies by the year 2021 or 2022, right? You have to have the same percentage as your working force on your board, and you have to have 2 women on your board by law. Why? Why are you forcing private companies to do that? So now let's say if I was a woman and I had a board of all women, 5 women, and you tell me there has to be a law where you have to be 2 men, but I'm a woman company. Now you're forcing me to put 2 men on my board.
You know the
You
thing
do it,
is,
fam.
you know the good news about all this is that I'm poor, right? So none of these laws affect me. That's why I'm probably chilling like a
Not
villain
yet,
right now.
but
Right,
they
not
are
yet.
gonna
Right,
eventually
not yet.
affect you
Yeah.
when your garbage doesn't get picked up because they can't pay them anymore because there's no tax money for that. You understand?
Yeah, I feel you.
Your water, your pipes are rusted, and you got Flint, Michigan happening because they can't put new pipes in because there's no tax money.
Shit.
When there's a fire and all the fire hydrants are dried up because there's no water, because there's no tax money to make sure the water are in your fire hydrant.
Fuck. That's crazy, bro.
You understand? When your daughters are going to the top 5 school, now they're going to the bottom 40 school because there's no tax money to pay teachers. So they got to put
Jesus.
40 kids into each classroom.
Now I gotta be thinking about this shit more. I just been so busy in
You know
my
what I'm
own
saying?
world.
So it feels good, like, oh, it's not affecting you,
Right,
but
right.
eventually it
Oh,
can.
it totally. I mean, listen, I
Look at the fires.
bro, when you have a guy like Joe Rogan leave the building, that to me says a lot, right? You're talking about an entrepreneur, you're talking about a business owner, you're talking about someone who's like a creative, you're talking about someone who's an independent contractor, all of these things. And he's a smart guy, scientific, logical. He's leaving. I'm like, man, this is not a good sign. I was hoping that with all these motherfuckers leaving, it would bring the property value down on some of these places, but it's going up. I can't even, and think about this, right? You rent, right?
Yeah.
So let's pretend that we're in the same space, because we kind of are, but I'm a little older than you. But we're in the same space. We're trying to like buy a home for our family, try to get other things. Bro, there's not going to be an opportunity to do none of that shit. These houses keep going up, bro. I can't afford $800,000 of a crib, bro.
In Cali, no. But if you go to Texas.
Right, if you go to, bro, if you go to
Tennessee,
the Bronx, you could get something for like 180. If you go to fucking, Nebraska,
yeah, you get out of there.
right?
You're good. And the way everything's going with it is going to be, everything's going to be online.
Yep.
You do it from your phone.
Yep.
You do everything from, all you need is
Or the internet
and anywhere on
connection.
the planet.
Yep, that's it. All you need is
Montana,
Wi-Fi.
the fucking mountains.
Yep.
Anywhere. You don't have to be locked down anywhere anymore.
Well, Denver is my number one spot because it's zombie apocalypse safe because of the altitude. I would say in second and in third place is probably a tie. It's probably Texas or Arizona. if I did leave.
Yeah.
Because
And I hope
NYC to me has showed
states,
that De Blasio and other homeboy, the motherfuckers are in charge in New York, keep fucking it up. I don't want to go back. That shit is way too hot. I think some of the whole Eastern Seaboard is all fucked up. You got to go somewhere now, like the Midwest. The Midwest is now where it's at. Whether it's Midwest.
The issue is that we're in this woke culture with all these SJWs trying to do shit that you don't need to be done. Like, we came from an era where sticks and stones break our bones, but words were never heard of. That's the era I remember growing up in. And as if I say, Dustin, I don't like your shirt, you could go on Twitter and say, I am male shaming you. What are we doing?
Bro, it's crazy.
Seriously, what are we doing? There's a girl who got banned on Twitter because she said all women are biological women. She got banned.
Wow. Yeah, that's another slippery slope for me too, because me and Tabitha were talking about that a little bit, and it's crazy, you know, and I get it. Look, to each his own and stuff, but you can't really say you're a woman if you're not biological. And even if you get like the stuff changed, like the plumbing changed, I think what makes a woman is the power to have a child. So when you talk about biology, it's like, look, I respect
responsible for all life.
Right. Yes.
All human life.
Right.
Women are responsible for think of it. Any
I'm with you.
human being that has ever walked this planet is because of a woman.
Right. So,
and if I say a man is not a woman, that is not me being transphobic.
Right.
And we have this issue going on now with this cancel culture. And I was having a discussion with my friends, and I'm like, nobody at any time should be canceled for anything they say, even if it's homophobic, even if it's racist, even if it's misogynist. If those people who do those things are pieces of shit, by and large. But they should not be canceled for saying those things. Because little by little, your rights will get taken away.
Yeah, I agree.
We see.
It's already happening. We're just we're not noticing it. Because right now we're on the front side of the bandwagon where we're taking down the people that are doing bad. But once this starts to change, it's bro, it's very scary.
You got a lot of social justice warriors who said something, and they eat each other. They eat their own. And the guy's like, wait a minute, I'm on your side, fam. I'm on your team. Throw everything. Let's do this.
Oh my God.
And then you're eating your own.
Well, that's why
wrong.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people that I talk to and a lot of smart people that I listen to talk about the cancel culture, and a lot of that woke culture is going to end up eating itself together, because they just they become contradictory. You know what I mean? Where it's like, this is okay, but that's not okay.
There's going to be think about this. Think about when there's a law that gets taken away. Laws are hard to pass, but once they're passed, they don't get repealed.
No.
So now, all right, Dustin, I could look at your phone and I feel like it now. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I mean, we're already there, bro. When these motherfuckers are selling all of our shit, I can't believe, whether it's Google, Facebook, a lot of these
doing
guys.
a good job with that now.
Thank God. They actually they've been doing it for a while. Actually, they protect their users.
Yeah,
they're not into the business. Oh,
they protect their users for themselves.
Right.
But they'll get your data, but they don't want nobody else to get your data. So they think they slick.
This shit is fucking juicy, bro. We gotta save some of this shit for the next show. We're gonna get out of here on this, but then we're gonna do this chop up version and try to see if we get some sports. So hello Clutch, thanks so much for coming on. We're definitely gonna get you back, bro. This is gonna be fire. We gotta even maybe figure out how to put it on the segment and get it popping. But thank you everybody for listening. Thank you so much, Hello Clutch, for coming on to the show.
Sure, bro. I love you, bro.
I love you too, bro. Don't dip out.